this one. Strabongo.
Strabongo's they call it. Not a big mango guy though. I don't like. It's one of those fruits where I don't like the texture.
Yeah, I love the scent and like the fake flavor of it.
Yeah.
Like I love a mango drink.
Yeah.
But I don't like mango. Yeah, the texture's
Like,
weird. It's
like
soft.
Why is this dry too? It's like
Yeah.
sandy. It's a sandy fruit.
Sandy.
Not to be confused with the stone fruits, which I believe are plums. It's a
Is that what they're
fruit.
called?
I think they're fruits that have like a big seed.
Okay.
I think you just, by the way, start with this, and then we'll say welcome to the Public Pool Podcast.
Riveting conversation from us about mango.
Leave us in the comments if I'm wrong about stone fruits. I'm pretty sure a stone fruit is that.
So would like an avocado be a stone fruit because it has the big ass seed in the middle?
I wonder because like an avocado would be a fruit, right? Because it's got the seeds in the middle.
Yeah, avocado and tomato are those sneaky like, well, actually they're fruits.
Actually, they're fruits.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Show me a vegetable that we think are fruits, and then we can have the conversation.
I believe avocado is actually translated to alligator fruit. I could be wrong.
That's a well-named fruit.
Yeah.
I can definitely see why. Not only the green,
but the texture.
But the texture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alligator fruit.
Yesterday, I literally watched like a podcast clip of someone else. I don't know who they were. I'd never seen them before. But they were just going into depth about Chipotle napkins and why they're the best. And I was like, and I watched it for like a full minute. And I was like, what am I watching?
Which Chipotle does have is really good utensils.
Best utensils. If I bring my Chipotle home and I'm like, shit, I forgot like a spoon or fork or whatever, and I have to use my own real silverware, it feels wrong.
Not even over exaggerating, it's half as good. It's
Yes.
literally half as good.
Absolutely.
I don't know why. It's a very
what it is.
strong plastic utensil too.
And it's like matte. Like it's not smooth. Like I don't know.
By the way, this whole podcast, just so you guys know, I'm at like one of those like, I don't know, it's like physical, mental, or whatever. I'm like an inning away from like a panic attack at all times.
Totally.
It's kind of the mode I'm in right now.
Yeah.
So just that's where I am.
Okay. We could do some breathing exercises at any point.
That's how you give me a panic attack.
Okay.
Just bullshit like that. Speaking of bullshit like that, speaking of utensils, let's just really quick talk about, so we were in San Francisco, but before we go over, we were in there for the Super Bowl and we did a bunch of cool stuff. It was really, really cool. Let's just talk about leaving San Francisco though. Talk about that airport and talk about how I almost got kicked off a flight. Not actually, but I was close to the brink.
So when we were leaving San Francisco, I cannot stress to you guys enough how exhausted we were. We barely slept while we were there. We were there for such a short period of time, and we had such a long week, which again, we'll get into like everything or whatever. But
really fun week.
It was such a great week. But it was just one of those like, Super Bowl for us is now our big week.
Yeah, because of this, we're so in sports. Thank you guys. Thank you
guys.
listeners so much for this.
So it's like our big week. So it was like all week. It was just like barely sleeping, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was like when we finally were done with the week.
Yeah.
And coming home.
Yes.
We were at the San Francisco airport.
SFO, International.
And apparently it's cool there to be like, we don't have chain restaurants.
So that seems to be the thing. And I feel like I've heard this before where they're like, the San Francisco airport is very, very like, guess what, guys? We're not going to have McDonald's. Everything here, it's kind of like when we flew to Portland, we were making fun of that airport because it was like, oh, use bookshops and you can build your own bike centers.
They had like a room for everyone to reassemble their bike when they got off the plane. Like it was so Portland.
Yes.
But like for them, I felt like they like wear it on their sleeve. Like they know, Portland knows who they are.
It's tongue in cheek to an extent where it's like, we're weird, we know it, and we force this down your throat. LOL, we're Portland.
Yes.
San Francisco like just from like an economic perspective is about as capitalist as it gets.
Yes.
But there are those really annoying people who, and I'm kind of ripping on the whole city right now, but really just sort of like the infrastructure of San Francisco is what I'm really upset with, not the actual people.
Yeah.
They act like they're not Portland. Like they act like they're Portland when they're like New York City.
Yes. Like it's basically all these like startup tech billion-dollar companies, people where it's like they're all making insane money.
Yeah.
There are all these people where they're like, I got in early on this startup and it just got sold for $2 billion.
Yes.
And it's like everyone there, like a lot of people there, not everyone, it's wealthy. Like it is a very...
It's either wealthy or fucking homeless.
Yes.
So it's like, there's like not really like an in-between.
Yes. But they were like pretending like, and we care about the environment and we care about small business. And when it's like, no, you don't.
Yes.
You liars, you're posers. That's what the airport was.
The best way to describe San Francisco and describe these companies and the stuff we're talking about is there'll be multi-billion-dollar companies that, do something that I'm sure is like not great for society or not great for people, but they make a ton of money. And in those companies where they're, doing not great things under the rug, even though up front it's very clean and all this stuff,
Yes.
they'll have like 12 different types of recycling throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they're better than you.
Yes.
Because they're better than you can't, they have a separate bin for recycling paper versus plastic versus styrofoam versus all of this stuff.
Yes.
That's what, and the San Francisco airport really embodied that.
Yes, it did. It literally was just like,
Yeah.
we got there, we were exhausted, hungover,
Yes.
we were just like not there. Like I didn't wash my face.
We
like
were
nothing.
ghosts.
Like it was,
Yeah.
I was not a person, but we were starving when we
Yes.
got there. To get there and be like, okay, there's no like McDonald's or whatever. We're like, all right, let's figure out
We
food.
just wanted a fucking breakfast sandwich. I just wanted a bacon, egg, and cheese. Could be any.
Any.
It could be a Starbucks, which I'm not a fan of the Starbucks food. I'm like one of the few. A lot of people
Yeah.
really seem to like it.
Yeah, but like it's a 3D printed sandwich. But
It
whatever.
feels very Jimmy Dean microwave to me.
Totally.
Where I'm kind of like, I get it. I think that everyone else, because I'm not a huge coffee guy, I associate Starbucks food with what it is, the food. Everyone else associate it with, I have this awesome coffee and the food comes with it.
Yeah.
So you kind of, it's a positive experience.
It'll do.
It'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go there. There's not a Starbucks. There's all these like independent, you're in the fucking San Francisco airport, dude.
It's the airport.
You're you're in a large international airport. You're not like, this isn't a boutique. And we go, so first we walked through just before we realized there's no chain restaurants here.
Yeah.
All we wanted was a goddamn McGriddle.
Yeah.
I wanted a fucking McGriddle. I wanted something from McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin', anything. Something that'll kill me in the future.
Yes.
I wanted it. And we walked through and there's nothing. Walked past this one fun little shirt boutique, San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yes, of course.
And
Can't forget San Francisco.
And I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. It's like the name. And like the fact that this shitty fucking shirt company, San Francisco, sponsor us. I dare you. The fact that this shitty fucking shirt company can operate and survive in an airport.
Yeah.
That's a fucking city that we're dealing with here. People, they're literally, it's just a bunch of like shirts. People are buying enough that they stay in business.
Yeah.
And they're like prominent in the airport too. This is expensive rent.
So we first start with,
Yes.
there's like okay, let's try to get food. There's one place where we're like, okay, that looks like they have like breakfast, like,
Yes.
like sandwiches. We look at the menu. They're in like a pretend farmer's market, first of all.
Yes.
Where it's like several different booths.
Oh my God.
We're cosplaying farmer's market at the airport.
They're acting like there are free range chickens in the fucking back.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're like, can we get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches?
Yeah.
You would have thought that we told the employee, like...
It was like the way this guy responded when I said, I want 2 breakfast sandwiches was like if I had asked him, are we in an airport?
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is.
And he was like, yeah.
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 Like,
yeah.
yeah, you're
He's
at
like,
the airport.
We're out. like as if there's any reason for me to fucking know that.
By the way, there's a whole case next to him of
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Sandwiches. I don't know if it's a
could
breakfast or not.
You could see the sandwiches. They're all there. We just said,
Yeah.
can we get 2? And he was like, we're out.
And by the way, they were all pre-frozen sandwiches that were going to be microwaved. They were
Yes.
just in this San Francisco, everything's beige wrapping. It's like they're like baked potato chips. That's what San Francisco is. They're in a like nice little kind of like matte bag, not the plastic bright yellow ones. They're Lay's baked.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the same shit. You just feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, that didn't work. We
Already got an attitude. One.
already got an attitude. Continue walking. We stop at this one other place. I'm forgetting what they sell, but it was like Bellies or something like that. We ended up at a place called Illy's, but that's jumping ahead. Go there. They're out of breakfast sandwiches again, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it was, they like had them on the menu and then it was like a fucking order yourself, self-serve thing. It was like,
Yeah.
we're like, okay, let's do this. We go up. There's no option to get a breakfast
No
sandwich
options.
on this iPad.
Yes.
So we're like, okay.
Plenty of options to get all the different flavors of kombucha they have.
Yes.
Man, that thing's still kicking over there.
So we waited in line for this iPad, who then was like, just kidding. By the way,
Yeah.
it's only like 10 in the morning. It's not like it was like 3 p.m.
No, this was breakfast time.
This was breakfast time. And they had already taken the
Yes.
breakfast sandwich off of the menu. So
Yes.
we could not order it there. So then we had to go to the next place, which we were like, okay.
Something, Amy's drive-thru. That's what
Something
it's
like
called.
that, yeah. We're already like, are you kidding me? We're so tired. We're so starving.
Yeah, we're so hungover.
I'm disgusting.
Get in line for this Amy's drive-thru thing, and this looks like the place. There's the word chicken is all over the place. on
All
this thing.
over. It's bright colored.
The only reason we didn't go there to begin with because this place looked like our place, was because we were kind of like, I kind of want like a breakfast sandwich, not just like fried chicken, but like whatever.
Yeah, it was like a chicken place where there were like also burgers. It like had like mac and cheese. And I was like, I guess I'm going to get like a chicken sandwich with like a latte, which I don't know how that's going to, they had pizzas. Like they had all this, whatever, lunch food. We're like, okay.
So while we're waiting in line, I'm looking at the menu. And I noticed, when like you're reading a menu, or honestly, if you're reading a book, and there'll be like a little star, and okay, there's a footnote here.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so I see that thing. Let me look at the footnote, and the footnote basically says like gluten-free and vegan cheese sometimes contains like nuts.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Which I mean, that's a whole other thing. So I'm reading that, and I'm like, okay, so it sounds like it's San Francisco. We're in San Francisco. Okay. I get it. We got hippies here who think they're better than me. They're going to ask for the vegan cheese and the gluten-free cheese and the whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so they have that option. That's great. But let me just double check, because we are in San Francisco and everybody here seems to really be walking like they're smelling their own farts.
Yeah.
I was like, you sell things with like real cheese, right?
Like the burger's a burger, yes?
I might as well ask this bitch if we were in an airport, because she was like, no, we're all vegan.
I was like, why isn't vegan on the sign?
There
was no like, this restaurant, vegan restaurant, or like the menu didn't say vegan. Like it was just all the options. And she looked at us like we were the stupidest people alive for not realizing that they were vegan.
Okay, and if you look back, they spelled chicken with no C. Like it was like CHIKKIN.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? That's supposed to mean it's vegan?
Hot take: if you're vegan, you're making vegan food or whatever, just make a new food.
Eat salad, dude.
Like,
stop making fake my food.
Yeah.
Stop making fake food for me.
Yeah, we don't need vegan burgers. Just make a whole new thing.
Do you know how upsetting it is when you, who think you're better than me, trick me into eating a sandwich and I realize that it wasn't made with a bloody animal? I want an animal to die for me to be sustained. Anyway. I know it's good. Anyway, so she says this to me. At this point, I'm fucking exhausted. We're doing like 5 laps around this airport.
And
big airport.
I don't know why every single employee by the way, we were completely nice. We're like, wait, is this vegan by chance? Like, yes. They looked like we were idiots. Like the way they replied to us was like we were the biggest idiots ever.
We were in like the first circle of hell, like the entryway where it was kind of like they weren't that bad. We're just gonna kind of slowly torture them for eternity.
Yeah.
As they try to find a fucking food. When she says everything's vegan, the reaction, this was my reaction. I went, okay. And if I was wearing a cape, I would have hit her with the cape as I walked away. I was very sassy to her.
Yeah. Well, no, and I would have been like, don't do that. If she hadn't been sassy to us first and the other guy hadn't been sassy, I was like, why does everyone have an attitude today? We're asking a simple question.
When I'm really tired, when I'm really hungover, this is when I get the most intolerant.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like, obviously not like racially intolerant or gender intolerant, but like this woman.
You're impatient.
I'm impatient, but this woman was probably 4.5 feet tall, probably because she was a vegan her whole life and never had actual food. And when she said that to me, I remember being like, you little bitch. I want to be like, you small person. How dare you? So I walked away. We walked away. Poor you. I'm like walking full speed at this point. I was like, I got to get out of this fucking town.
I was dying just because it was so comical that it was like we could not find a breakfast sandwich at 10 in the morning.
At 10 in the morning in an airport. In a fucking airport. By the way, this San Francisco, they don't sell plastic bottles, so everything's canned, which you're like, oh, okay. One, that's not that much better for the environment at all. It's like the effects on the environment are so minimal. In that way, it is just an effect on your dick. It is just making you feel better about yourself.
Yes.
And except for like a few things that have screw tops, you're basically saying like you have to finish it here because I can't bring it on the fucking plane.
Yes.
Like if I wanted a Gatorade because I was hungover, I'd have to get the Gatorade can, which one, cute, kind of fun. I better be done by the flight.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring on an open beverage.
That did happen to us when we were in Portland. We went on a waterfall hike.
Yes.
And they had waters there, but the waters were in like soda cans.
Yeah.
So we couldn't like close the water. It was like, and we were on like a bus, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll hold the open can of water.
Oh my God. Like, so then we finally found a place. This was the cherry on top. And we did like this place. It was called Illy's. Shout them out because the food was pretty good.
They actually feel like they were a chain.
They do seem like a chain, but I bet they were like a San Francisco chain.
Probably.
It's spelled ILLYS. If you've had it before as a chain, you know about Illy's. So we ordered the food. I ordered 2 big breakfast sandwiches that were pretty good. You ordered a bagel with cream cheese.
Yes.
And you specifically, it's all self-ordering because this town...
It's San Francisco. It's tech world, okay?
Even though this town really cares about everything, they don't care about people's jobs. So they immediately fired everybody and just everything by robots. And that's why everybody who's there is just a cunt to you.
Yeah, the iPads are taking our jobs.
They're the last ones.
Yeah.
And so you order, and you very specifically, in addition to your bagel and your cream cheese, it said, do you want a plastic knife? And you said yes, because you're clearly going to have to spread it yourself.
I clearly am going to have to put the cream cheese on my bagel myself. That's fine. That's fine, because I can control the amount of cream cheese.
But you said plastic knife. It was plastic knife. Plastic knife. Not knife, plastic knife. They were very descriptive. Get our food. Food's delicious. I don't know about, how was your bagel?
It was good. It was a bagel.
Pretty good. Yeah. It was a bagel. It was an airport bagel.
Airport bagel. Exactly what I needed.
It was a wooden knife.
It was a wooden knife.
Which, not that big of a deal, but just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Why are we...
It was a little splintery at the end, I will say that.
That's why you don't do things out of wood.
Yeah.
You're asking for a splinter. And then throw the wood in the trash?
Yeah.
I want to go to one of these recycling plants and be like, how do you even react to this stuff?
I love whenever we go to a city where we're like, what is going on here? That's where I'm like, we're old. Like, we're...
I've always been this way. I've always looked at disgust as people. It's just the smugness. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the smugness.
But it was just such an adventure where we were like so exhausted. And then we were like, what? I was like, are we in purgatory? I was like, what is this airport?
I was just like I was like, bathrooms were fantastic.
The bathrooms were fabulous.
Top-notch bathrooms.
That was absolutely top-notch bathrooms. We've never seen better airport bathrooms.
Probably because nobody actually eats food there.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we're in the 9th circle of hell.
Yes.
Holy shit, San Francisco. Just like get your act together.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're better. Like
I agree.
That's a very East Coast thing of me though.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're fucking better than me.
Uh-huh.
And there's certain cities specifically on the West Coast where it's like, you just get me going. It's just like this fucking town. But overall, really sick. We went to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah. So sorry we missed last week. We basically, it was like, it became like ad week for us. Like this is like our 1 week of the year where it's like, we've got everything going on.
Yes.
So again, thank you guys for like watching and supporting us. Cause it's really nice that like brands actually want to work with us.
Yes.
And do ads. Cause it's like, even when we do the sketch stuff, not as many like reputable companies want to work with us in the same way. Because I feel like...
And it's harder to do, too.
Yeah, and like working with comedians sometimes is like a little risky.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why would it be risky? What about the last 15 minutes and me absolutely just talking about how much I hate the people from a specific city makes this risky?
We don't hate... We just say we
don't hate the people. We don't hate the people. We just hate some of them.
The attitude of the way that it was pretending to be at the airport.
It's just the hypocrisy for me. That's my issue with San Francisco. Like, it's why I don't have an issue with Portland. They're not hypocrites. They actually do. They actually don't shave their legs.
Yeah.
They
do compost.
They do recycle. They do go for hikes.
Yeah.
Like, San Francisco people don't.
Yeah.
They're the biggest they're basically New York City, but at least New York City, they're like, you want a fucking cigarette?
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh no, that'll kill. Like just... It's the hypocrisy for me. That's my issue.
But yeah, no, so we had a long week.
Yes.
Shout out to, we worked with DraftKings.
We were on TMZ.
Yeah, we'll talk about TMZ in a second.
Yeah.
We worked with Popwell.
Ramp.
We worked with Ramp. We worked with CeraVe. All these great, fantastic brands. So shout out to all of them.
Yeah. Shout out to all of them. Thank you guys.
But yeah, so I guess we could start with like last week. We did one of my dreams, which was my version of what we went on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
TMZ asked us to come on.
Yes.
I've never been more excited for something in my life.
Yeah.
I saw that TMZ DM'd us on TikTok and I was like, this is the best moment of my life.
Of course.
They just were like, hey, do you guys want to comment on something? And I was like, I assumed it was going to be like they really want us to do a sports thing or whatever because it was going to be Super Bowl week. I thought they were going to try to like pre-book us. The way that TMZ works is actually so cool, but it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Because it basically took up our whole Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it was like, we didn't know what time we were going to go on. We didn't know what we were going to talk about. We didn't know, like, really what was going on because everything that happens in TMZ is so...
Right now.
They are the first to break stuff. They are like... So they told us, like, the night before, they were like, we're going to reach out at 7 a.m.
Yes.
And we were like, okay, so we woke up at 7 a.m. and we were like, let's
see.
do this. And they sent like a list of topics over.
Yes.
And they were like, here's basically everything that's running that broke this morning. And they're going to talk about it like on TMZ Live. And they wanted us to go on separately. So they were like, you guys like each pick something to talk about. And we ended up I talked about Kylie Jenner being referenced in a Travis Scott song about her boob job. And you talked about Stephon Diggs and
potentially proposing to Cardi B, which there's a follow-up to that later during the Sports Skinny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it was just so funny though, because it was like, they were like moving things out. They were like, oh, never mind. We're not going to do that story. Like it's really cool to see how fast things move for TMZ.
Yes.
But it was just like, we didn't really like have time to like prep things. We're such like prep people or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, that was like, I felt like my whole body had an adrenaline rush that day.
Yes.
Just because I was like, I'm such a big fan of TMZ. Like that's like my dream is to be like, ask me anything about pop culture. Like I have an opinion.
I have opinions. I'm ready to weigh in.
Yeah.
It was definitely more so than like later on we did stuff with Ramp where it's more of a live stream thing, more like this where it's kind of like there's no like real time thing. It's really nerve wracking, especially for something like this where like you and I both care about, but you really care about it. Being like, you have 20 seconds, go.
Yeah. They
like,
told us
nail this 20 seconds.
They basically told us, they were like, you have like 30 seconds to like give your take or whatever. And it was like, okay. And it was like, we set up our like live stream thing in here.
Yeah.
And it was like, we couldn't see the producer, but we could just hear them in like our headphones. And they were like, okay, go, go, go. And it was like immediately they cut to with like, we're talking to the TMZ newsroom.
Yes.
And that was just like the coolest thing for me. I was like, oh my God, it's Harvey.
We were talking to Harvey. Harvey was talking back. It was very strange.
That was so surreal for me just because I was like, oh my God, like this is TMZ.
It was, I don't want to compare us to Olympians, but it was kind of the feeling that I imagine an Olympian gets where it's like, okay, so I've been training this whole time.
Yeah.
I have to now go down, do like my tricks off this half pipe. Go. I have 20 seconds. Go. It's just, you just have to do it.
Yes.
You just do it. And it's like, okay, really hope I don't immediately fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was just like really cool that it was like, obviously it was like, it wasn't gonna be a whole thing. Cause it was literally just, can you guys wait in for like 30 seconds?
Yes.
But for me, I was like, this is like the dream. So that was probably one of the highlights of my week.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, we did a bunch of stuff like all week. So, and then we had to like prep things because we were then invited to go to the Super Bowl with Ramp.
Which was really cool.
They were such an awesome company.
Really, really cool.
Yeah. They basically asked if we could be part of like a live stream for them, where they basically were like all day live streaming.
Yes.
And we were doing like a 20 minutes of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But they like had ads everywhere. I'm sure like everyone saw where they had Brian Baumgartner.
It was weird. This was the first Super Bowl ever for me. I don't know about you because I don't know how invested you are in like the Super Bowl before you ended up with me. But like the first one ever where it's like I saw 0 commercials because we went.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't seen.
I have no idea.
I've seen a few, but not really. I need to do like a full watch through.
Which that's like half of the conversation for the Super Bowl. And especially for this one, it feels like those in the halftime show were the majority of the conversation.
Yeah.
We saw the halftime show. And so it's like, yeah, we got that, but we saw none of the commercials. So like half of the Super Bowl, it's like we didn't watch half the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was like I felt
we weren't there.
We were walking after the Super Bowl. We'll like get into the Super Bowl and everything, but when we were leaving, I was like, "Is there anything for us to talk about?" Like when we get back to the podcast, like I was like, "This like juicy really happened." Like it was. We'll get into the whole Super Bowl. I guess we'll just go through our whole thing, but it was like so Ramp did like a whole thing where they have Brian Baumgartner who plays Kevin in The Office. Because it's an accounting software. Or like company. And he's like one of the, best known accountants. And so he was like the face of this, and they were doing like a whole like stunt and like huge ad campaign for
big stunts basically.
Yeah. Where it was like, they were holding a tailgate beforehand, where it was like everyone came like dressed in like suits, and they had these like bald caps where it was like everyone was dressing up like him.
Yeah.
And they just had so much stuff going on. But it was like we had an early day that day because we had to like get there and prep and like before everything. But it was really cool because they had basically all these like stunt doubles of him. And they were just they were there from like 2 a.m. in hair and makeup. Those guys were like the real stars.
Those were the real heroes.
Yeah.
There was like 10 of them?
Yeah, there was... Yeah, like 10 of them. And
10 or 12.
They were like there from like 2 a.m. until after the game.
Their call time was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is the definition of a red eye, where it's like, you know how like a red eye, you're like, oh yeah, my flight's at 2.
Yeah.
So you go to the airport and then you sleep on the flight. they're working.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they were like, I didn't sleep. Like,
yeah.
I had to be in makeup and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the real heroes.
They were the real heroes. But yeah. It was just really crazy because it was like, we got called, we were doing like we were going to be like on this bus on the way to the Super Bowl with them.
Yeah.
So it was like after the tailgate, but we still had to be there early in the morning. We met Brian Baumgartner like early in the morning, but it was like we couldn't like talk to him that much. He had to do a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we got into this like van thing. They said that they're going to give us clips. Hopefully they do soon because I'd love to be able to post those. But we went on with the Foodie Boys.
MD Foodie Boys.
Who are these like preteen teen boys.
Oh, they're teenagers now.
They're teenagers now?
Yeah.
I was so excited to see that they were there. They're the ones who like.
I was so excited.
They just discuss like food,
but they've never had food. It's like a really genius premise where it's like if you haven't seen them, a quick thing is like basically they're a food podcast, but they're like 4 teenage boys who actually haven't experienced that much food. So it's like you're hearing them debate the ins and outs of French fries versus tater tots.
Yes.
Like it's lobster, and it's really, really good. And they know that's their shtick, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so it was like they were there, and then we went on, we did like a 15, 20-minute segment where it was like, we kind of did like a little bit of what we do, but we were like trying to do like speed round questions, and we did like a who said it game.
Yeah.
Where it was quotes between, it was like either who said it, like someone from Jersey Shore or Gronk.
Entertained for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I think we should bring the who said it game here.
I think we should too.
At some point, because that was actually a really fun thing to do. But it was just like a really fun, cool game, and Ramp was just awesome. Their company is so like excited, and like they were a great gang to work with.
No, they were one of the coolest companies we've ever worked for. Then we went to the Super Bowl, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously we didn't sit with all of the different Bryans.
Yeah, they basically sent them all in to sit at the Super Bowl together, like, which was really funny.
And the fact that they got us tickets, I remember being like, this is like the sweetest thing. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
But by the way, was your first football game?
Oh yeah, that was Super Bowl was my first football game.
Yes.
Ever.
like that's insane.
But no, it just was crazy where I was like, okay, this is my first impression of like a game ever.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. It was obviously like completely packed.
Yes.
We like talked about it before, but I realized I was like, it actually wasn't going to be as insane as we thought it was.
It's a quieter game.
Because I realized too, I was like, well, there's only so many people that can go.
Yeah.
Like it's the same amount as any other sold out game.
Yeah. It's not like Mardi Gras where it's like, we don't know how many people are coming in.
Yeah. It's like, no, we know exactly how many people are going to be there.
There's a finite amount of people. There's a maximum which they hit, but like, it's just a full stadium.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I was like, oh yeah. Like
it's just fuller.
Because I thought about that with the Olympics when they're going to come, or no, World Cup. Like there's so many like sporting events that are like big things that are happening. Like kind of, maybe that's what I was thinking, the Olympics for next fall or next summer.
Because it's the World Cup.
That's what I was thinking. But like, well, everyone from like Europe or whatever is freaking out. Like, well, actually, the stadium is like an hour away from the real city or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, it's actually like not that crazy here.
It's really not that crazy.
And they're like, but there's gonna be so much traffic and this and that. And I was like, actually, no, it won't.
No, it won't.
It's going to be the exact same amount as any other full stadium game.
It might be a little bit more, only because like the other part of the Super Bowl, the reason why because it's funny, I've obviously never been to a Super Bowl before. I think I went to one. No, I've never been to an NFL playoff game either.
Yeah.
I haven't. Where like it's different because it's so expensive, because it's such like an event, like the Oscars almost for football.
Yes.
Like only half the crowd is actually rooting for one of the teams. So only half the crowd are the diehard fans. Yeah. Which means it's so much quieter because people who aren't rooting for either team aren't going to be like, make some noise. Like it's, what was really fun is we sat in the section where almost everybody around us were fans.
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't sit in like the
corporate like rows that were bought or whatever.
No.
We weren't around like guys in suits.
No, we were around actual fans, which was really cool because we saw the heartbreak and also the celebration, which was really cool. But it did feel unlike any other football game in that respect, where it was just sort of like you walking around. It was like this was clearly important. Yeah. But it wasn't chaos.
Yes.
You know?
No, it totally wasn't chaos. It like was pretty easy to get in and out.
Yeah.
Even the drive wasn't as long as everyone predicted. Like
it was like 2 hours quicker than we thought.
Yes.
But you know, it was different. But yeah, so like for the World Cup, like I think that the difference between that and this is like there weren't really people like tailgating outside of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the World Cup, you're going to have like,
That's true.
Italy's playing Brazil. This entire block is just Italian fans, even if they're not going to the game.
Yes, totally.
They're doing a full fucking thing.
No, you're right. So like that'll be it. But I don't know. Like I kind of was like, oh yeah, but it was just really cool.
You know what else was different? Was this is the only football game I can remember where halftime, like people were leaving to go get more food, drinks, or whatever, like 5 minutes before halftime because you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Usually the worst time to go get food and drinks is halftime. Because
everyone's going.
I don't care about halftime.
Yeah.
But for this, halftime's like a whole other thing. It's packed house.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, that's if it was like, oh, I want to go get a beer really quickly. I want to make sure there's no lines. Go on halftime.
Yeah.
Because everybody's in their seats still.
Yeah. No, I was so excited for halftime. Obviously, that was my thing that I was excited for.
Yeah.
But my major complaint was they like didn't broadcast halftime on the Jumbotron. So I actually kind of had to go on Instagram like 20 minutes later and I saw it was like, oh, Jessica Alba was on stage. Or like, you know, like I was like, we couldn't see who was actually there.
Yeah.
And the set was so closed off because it was cool because he was like going through like the bushes or whatever with the camera. But it was like from where we were sitting, I couldn't tell like where he was.
We had like a general sense.
Like every now and then they would kind of like flash a shot or two on the Jumbotron, but the rest was just kind of like graphics.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I was like really bummed where I was like, and then they show like Ricky Martin for a second. I was like, Ricky Martin? And
yeah.
Like, Lady Gaga. Like it was like, and then they turn it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, why aren't they broadcasting the same thing they're broadcasting on TV? It was kind of strange.
It was weird why they wouldn't just sync it right to that.
Yeah.
I still don't know why.
I don't know why either, but I don't know. It was still really cool. I could hear it. Like that part was fun, but it was like, that was my only bummer was I was like, I couldn't really see what was going on. So I kind of had to rewatch the whole thing when we got back. Like,
I wonder if it was, to me, I was like, do like the Jumbotron people have like a lunch break?
But that would be so weird.
I agree.
For Super Bowl, I don't know.
I agree. But yeah, and then we left that and then we ended up going out with a lot of the ramp people.
Yeah, we were so tired.
Yes.
That was just such a long day. It was so funny. We got back on their like bus that brought us over
with all the Bryans, with all the guys in their bald caps and
and they were like finally taking off their disguises, and that was kind of uncanny because I was like, "Whoa, you guys are like people
they had
again."
Hair,
yeah,
some of them. Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, you wear glasses." Like I was like, "Oh, these are just like guys."
Yeah,
which was so funny all day because I've definitely talked about I'm so blind. I can't see, so it was so weird like being where we were waiting and I like just wasn't making eye contact with people because I like from a distance couldn't tell who was actually Brian Baumgartner and who was the like clones. Yeah, like I just kind of was like
okay.
And like it threw me off all day. It was really
honestly
funny.
Same, and I have better eyes than you.
Yeah.
It was really confusing. Some of the guys really looked like him.
Yes.
Two of the guys specifically, I was like just looked like him from a distance.
Yes,
it's crazy.
But yeah, we like that was like a fun ride back to the hotel. And we were like, we're not going out. And they were like, come out. And the second we got back to the hotel, we like got a second wind because they like kind of made it a party bus on the way home.
Yeah.
And so we like Ubered out like an hour to San Francisco because we were staying near the stadium. But it was so fun because it was like we were with the ramp people, we were with Brian. It was kind of a small crew.
It was like a small crew. It was really fun because we were basically with like the like inner circle of the ramp people and Brian Baumgartner.
Yeah.
For like 3 hours.
Yeah, we just went to some dive bars.
Yeah.
And hung out. We like. You met some international NFL fans at this bar.
One of the things you and I always say is that I could be the mayor
of
whatever city I'm in. I love talking to strangers and really getting their story. And I got this whole story from these European NFL podcasters.
Yes.
So like they're like fans of like the Giants from London.
Yes.
And I was just like, I want to know everything.
No, it's like, how does that happen?
Mainly, I wanted to know, like, why did you pick the teams that you root for?
Yeah.
And the answer for all of them was pretty much the same. One of them, a couple had the Patriots because they were good when they started watching. And I was like, okay. But then a couple other ones were just like, they didn't say it, but clearly it's because it was the coolest names.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I'm a Toronto Raptors fan. It's like, I get that. It's an awesome name. You're rooting for the dinosaurs. That's sick.
Yeah.
It's a fucking sick name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was such a fun night. But it was like, okay, we were out till like 2 a.m. and then we got back to the hotel around like 2:33 or whatever. Yeah. And then we came home and we just crashed.
Yeah. Then we went to the airport. I got upset at the entire city of San Francisco.
Yes.
And we've been dead ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then today we were like, I think we're kind of alive again. Let's do the podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was really cool to be like, yeah, we went to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God. It's the coolest shit ever. I'm wearing my Super Bowl shirt.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they sold out quick because we were like, let's go during like third quarter, like go check out some shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
There was like nothing left.
There was like, zero shirts left.
I was like, damn.
Which is kind of crazy. You think like, no,
overdo it.
Overdo it because then you can buy the stuff later that night.
Yeah.
Or, if you're a fan, you might want to buy one of these shirts later and put it on the internet. Anyway, let's just start getting, do you want to get into more like sports gossip stuff?
Sure.
All right, cool. So are you ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
So first off, like we were saying before, like this actually really was not that juicy of a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like last year, I would say the story was, so last year the Eagles like blew out the Chiefs, and the storyline for that would have been, okay, like is Travis Kelce going to retire? Because it's like, what a terrible note to retire on. Like we basically had storylines coming out of it where it was like they got absolutely blown out. All the previous Super Bowls before that too, like we've been in a really good streak of like really good Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, this was super juicy. It went down to the wire. We didn't know who was going to win when there was like a minute left in the game. We had that. We were like pretty spoiled for like 10 years. But apparently that's actually sort of like the outlier. Like the norm is usually one of the teams is just so much better than the other.
Yeah.
And we definitely had that this year. So if you didn't watch the game, or if you did watch the game and you are a fan of our show, and so you don't really understand what happened in the game, basically everybody predicted from the beginning, like the Seahawks are going to blow out the Patriots. They're so much better. The Seahawks are like one of the best defenses ever. And the Patriots kind of like Slumdog Millionaire their way into the Super Bowl to begin with.
Yeah.
Like my favorite thing ever is, so the Patriots had, I think they like statistically the 5th easiest schedule of all time of any team in the NFL.
Okay.
Which is pretty insane if you think about it, like with how many teams, because like there's 32 seasons a season if you count each team as like its own different season, and like over all the years they had the 5th easiest schedule ever of all the teams to have ever played a season. So
the girl bossed their way to the top.
Actually kind of the opposite. They nepo babied their way to the top more so. They were kind of given the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay. Like
they played 17 games this season. 11 of the games were against teams who in at least the 2 weeks after the regular season ended, fired their coaches.
Okay.
So like they played like the worst of the worst. And then even when they got to the playoffs, they played like really good defenses. They played the Chargers and then the Texans and then the Broncos.
Okay.
And it's not where they obviously won all 3 games, but their quarterback Drake May, who was like, he came in second in the MVP voting. It's not like he like won those 3 games. He actually played really, really bad. He had one of the worst playoff runs ever for a quarterback. Like he actually played historically bad for a quarterback. It just so happened that the teams that they were playing, their quarterbacks played even worse than he did. So it was really like, they kind of like trip and fell to the finish line.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Seahawks are like this, like the juicy storyline with them is like, they were like shockingly boring, but on purpose.
Yeah.
Like they're all business.
Yeah, they're corporate, girl.
They're corporate. Like they don't have a Stephon Diggs.
No.
Who
has Cardi B in the sidelines. Yeah.
Like after the game, so the 2-star offensive players, besides Jackson Smith and Jigba, the 2-star offensive players on the Seahawks are their quarterback, Sam Darnold, and the guy who ended up, the running back who ended up winning the MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker. They just went home and to their families.
Yeah.
Like they didn't go out.
Yeah.
And like some of the ESPN announcers were like, what? And it's like, that's who they are. They're kind of like, we won. Like it was really weird. I have to say, it was like for me as a fan, like it was kind of weird, like after the game watching them, because it almost felt like they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It was just like,
they were kind of like, yeah.
We did it.
Really, cool. really proud of the team. It wasn't this like tears, oh my God, dream come true.
Yes.
And it's because it kind of comes from their head coach is this guy, Mike McDonald, who I've always said he kind of feels like an NPC, but like in a very complimentary way where it's like, he's like a genius. He's like revolutionizing like defense in the NFL. But every time he speaks, I'm kind of like, I think that's a robot.
Yeah.
And he's seems
analytical. He's just very,
just sort of a guy.
Yeah.
Like there's not like that's classic Mike McDonald's. Like I couldn't even.
He's not trying to be the star. He's just trying to do a good job.
He's just trying to do a really good job.
Yeah.
And he's done a really good job.
Uh-huh.
And so the Seahawks winning, it was like, it's also like they didn't blow out the Patriots the way that like the Eagles blew out the Chiefs last year, where they just like put up 1,000,000 points. They just kicked field goals consistently. So it was like the most boring possible way to score again and again and again. And then at the end, we had some more scoring, we had some more interesting stuff. But that was more like on purpose by them being like, let's just run the clock.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a very juicy Super Bowl in that regard. Unless you were like a diehard guy who loves numbers like me.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this was fascinating.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm really fascinated by the numbers of it, like the like high analytics of it. Like, let's talk about EPA and DVOA and all that stuff. I'm your guy for that. But the one big storyline I would have to say from this Super Bowl is Sam Darnold. So he's the quarterback for the Seahawks.
Okay.
Cute little redhead.
Cutie.
It's hard to describe. So I'm just going to tell you his whole story because it's like a comeback kind of for the ages.
Okay.
But at the same time too, like, I mean, as I'm saying this, I'm like, everything just feels so underwhelming. But I'll tell you the story. You tell me how big of a comeback this really was.
Okay.
Sam Darnold was like a highly touted college quarterback. He played for USC. And like he was basically, ever since he was a freshman, they're like, he's the future #1 pick in the draft. Like everybody was basically just sort of like waiting for him to like become of age in a way so that he could be drafted in the NFL.
He's next up.
It was like waiting for like the Avengers or waiting for like the next Avatar or something like that, where it's like you are so amped, you know it's going to come out. It's not going to come out for a few years, but you know what's going to happen when it does. It's going to be a fucking smash.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. He didn't end up getting picked first. Baker Mayfield ended up getting picked before him, but he was the second picked quarterback. He went third in the draft.
Okay. I know that name.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he ends up being picked by the Jets, which if you're not an NFL fan, being picked by the Jets to me is kind of like if you're an actor, like if there was like an actor draft, you were drafted by like a soap opera.
Okay.
So like people act like this soap opera is the same thing as like The Sopranos. Like we should compare them like apples to apples, but it's really, really different just now, especially in hindsight, as we watch it, where like a quarterback for the Jets, I don't think has ever succeeded ever.
Okay. It
Like-
holds them back.
Like they're a soap opera organization. So it's kind of like now in hindsight, people are going to start thinking about it like this, where it's like, okay, so yeah, he wasn't very good for the Jets, but were we expecting like an Oscar-winning performance on this, Days of Our Lives?
You can only do as well as like the tools you're given.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's playing for the Jets. So anyway, he has a pretty rough rookie season, which, is like, he wasn't really banged too much for it. But yeah, so he has a pretty rough rookie year, and then he ends up missing 3 games of his sophomore season because he has mono, the kissing disease.
I was to say, did he go to a kissing party?
We don't know. All I have to say is I don't think it's ever happened before where a player misses time because he has mono until this point.
Yeah.
So this is when he really starts becoming like, at first people were like, oh, give him a year. And now he's starting to be discussed as like a draft bust and also a meme.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like,
God forbid you get mono.
like he has negative connotations going forward where it's like, okay, really?
Yeah.
Like, so this quarterback who isn't living up to the hype, now he has mono.
Yeah.
It felt more like he was being grounded than he was like on the injury report. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the mono thing. When he comes back, things are still rough. He then has another bad year. In fact, he was such a big draft bust almost immediately that after only 3 seasons, the Jets traded him to the Carolina Panthers, which was like a slightly better soap opera, like a little bit better soap opera.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of an established one.
They trade him for like basically nothing.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever, didn't work. See ya.
Days of Our Lives to General Hospital. Like.
Yes. And here's the thing too. It also doesn't help that like Sam Darnold wasn't just picked third in the draft. He was picked third in like a historic quarterback draft.
Okay.
Okay. There were 5 quarterbacks that were taken in the first round. And like whenever that happens, those quarterbacks will be compared to each other like for the rest of their careers.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it happened in like 2003, 2004. I think it was 2004 draft where like Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger were all taken and they're forever intertwined.
Yeah.
Those 3. Because like who had a better career with what team? Who did it?
It's like when they're on the X Factor, like One Direction basically being drafted. It's like
Yeah.
now these guys who were supposed to be solo, now we're put together and now we're going to compare them forever.
Exactly. Now, it really didn't help because not only was it a historic QB draft, but 2 of the guys, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, were basically, if we're doing boy bands, Justin Timberlake and Harry Styles. Like immediately it was pretty obvious they're Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So he's already like, hey, you're not a Hall of Famer, so you're at least number 3 in this pick.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him, this one guy, Josh Rosen, was out of the NFL quicker than any other player, I think, in I can ever remember.
Diva Down?
Like a Chris Kirkpatrick type in this boy band thing where we're like, not even a consideration.
Yeah.
And then the number one pick in the draft, the only guy who went ahead of him was this guy, Baker Mayfield, who you were talking about. And even it makes it even more unfortunate for Sam Darnold because Baker Mayfield, even though he also had a little bit of a rocky start, not as rocky as Darnold's, he had like a comeback. He had a resurgence when he went to a couple different teams.
Yeah.
In fact, he played on the Panthers with Sam Darnold for a second. They were kind of a meme there too, where it's like, oh, look at these two draft busts on the same team struggling.
Yeah.
Now Baker Mayfield is like a very respected quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's like a crazy little comeback story in a way.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is kind of giving me vibes of, and I know you don't know the lore as much, but like with Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
Like Sam Darnold kind of sounds like Normani, where it was like everyone was like, she's going to be great or whatever. She came out with like one solo and it was immediately a hit, but her management team held her back so hard that she kind of completely missed her bus.
Yes.
She's going to come back out in a couple of years probably, but it was like she was being put on all the covers with all these like really popular people, and like she was supposed to be a big deal, and it was like her team held her back.
Yes.
And then she came up with Camila Cabello, who immediately it was like she, obviously kind of did bigger stuff right away, but it was like she's been able to kind of stay more relevant, and like her team's putting her forward. Like she's being successful.
Yes. It's exactly like that. So not only is he at least the third best quarterback, probably the fourth best quarterback in this class, but he's not even like the best comeback story either.
Yeah.
At this point, like Baker Mayfield is stealing all of those headlines. So at this point, by the time he's done with the Panthers, it's kind of like we're never going to see him again. Like he just like left the headlines. It's like he's a backup quarterback if he's going to stay in the NFL for forever. Until last year, when the Vikings rookie quarterback JJ McCarthy got hurt, and then we all realized, and then we all actually then learned that Sam Darnold was the backup quarterback for JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
So it turns out Sam Darnold is going to be the starter for the Vikings. We're like, okay, we'll see how that goes. They were, at this point, right before the season started, because they're like Sam Darnold leading the Vikings, they were the tied for the worst predicted record in the NFL. I remember because I'm a Giants fan, and they played the Giants, and they're basically like, whoever loses this game is going to be the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Vikings blew us the fuck out. And I remember like, we must really suck.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, it's Sam Darnold. Well, he had like an insane season. They went 14-3. He played at a level that everybody had thought when he was picked, like the level he would play at. Now, because like when Baker Mayfield started playing well, everybody was kind of like, okay, there we go. Sam Darnold had fallen so much further than Baker Mayfield ever had, and he'd been the butt of so many jokes. It doesn't help that he's like a redhead. Weirdly, like that played into like a lot of the jokes where it's like, look at this freaking dork.
Yeah.
No offense to people who have red hair, but like a red hair guy, sometimes it's kind of like, it's the South Park thing where they kind of like, they get made fun of. They're persecuted people. And I'm kidding. He did so well with the Vikings that people started looking around and being like, there must be another reason for this.
Yes.
Like if he'd done okay, people were like, wow, Sam Darnold not doing bad. He did so well that they were like, clearly he has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, this cannot be right.
The coach, Kevin O'Connell, I mean, I still think he's a really good coach. Everybody does everything. He's definitely a really good coach. But everybody was like, is he the best coach in history?
Yeah.
Look what he's doing with Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Like, people didn't believe in Sam Darnold even after they went 14-3, even after they went to the playoffs so much. The Vikings didn't even believe in him. They didn't re-sign him. They let him walk to go to the Seahawks.
Oh.
Which was a whole other little controversial story there too, because the GM for the Vikings actually just got fired after Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh.
Pretty obvious why. So he goes to the Seahawks. The Seahawks are the only ones who bet on him besides himself. Now he's the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Good for him.
And it was like by far the best signing of the year last year.
Yeah.
And it's like this kind of crazy but still underwhelming comeback story because this poor guy just happened to be in a class with Harry Styles, Justin Timberlake, and Normani.
Yeah.
Or not Normani.
Camila Cabello.
Camila Cabello, maybe.
I mean, yeah, because like it's even kind of like poor Jeanette McCurdy from Nickelodeon, where it was like she got put next to Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, obviously, immediately pop star or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then she kind of just like stopped acting. Like she didn't do much. And then all of a sudden this year, it was like she wrote, or last year, wrote one of the biggest books ever. It became one of the best-selling things ever. And then now they're like picking it up for a show, and she's writing another book. And it's like, she's back in the news. And it's like, Yeah, no, she's an interesting person.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold's like a really interesting person, and there's a lot of people who are basically saying that they, including Colin Cowherd, are like I never gave up on it. Bullshit. Everybody gave up on him. Yeah, everybody did. I mean, I never really was behind him or anything like that. I just he was on the Jets.
Yeah, he
wasn't that big of a deal. But it is kind of crazy how hyped up he was in college and how quickly it went away just because he went to the Jets. There's certain teams like that where it's like this year, Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. He's going to go to the Raiders.
Yeah,
I believe so much in Fernando Mendoza, and so do the Raiders, obviously. And so does the rest of the NFL, that it's like maybe he could turn them around.
He might save the Raiders.
But it's kind of a warning to the rest of the league of just because one of these players sucks on the Raiders, the Browns, the Jets, there's more teams too, I'm sure I can think of. But really those are the big 3, honestly.
Yeah.
You got the Cardinals maybe. You got to cut them some slack.
Yeah.
And remember what team they're playing with.
Yes.
It's so weird how it's teams change, ownership changes, all these things change, but the general vibe just stays the same.
Yeah, weird.
It is so weird.
Huh.
Yeah. And then let's do a sports skinny.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so here's some of the biggest sports stories from this week that we didn't discuss in Sports Gossip, but I want to keep the besties in the loop. Okay, so Atlanta Falcons defensive standout James Pierce Jr. was arrested in Miami after what police called a domestic dispute with WNBA player Rickea Jackson. He allegedly fled officers in his SUV, crashed, and now faces multiple felony charges, including aggravated battery and stalking. The Falcons are investigating, and fans are left stunned by the off-field drama. This is actually a really big deal. Have you heard about this?
No, not at all.
Okay, so James Pierce Jr. is a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. He's a really big deal. He was a first-round draft pick last year, and he actually came in third place for the Defensive Rookie of the Year this year. So he's like a star.
Yeah.
He's been dating Rickea Jackson, who was taken in the first round of the WNBA draft 2 years ago. They're like a power couple, sports power couple.
Yeah, sporty couple.
So apparently she broke up with him and then blocked his number.
Okay.
And he just lost it, in a scary way.
Yeah.
He kept on contacting her. He kept on contacting her with other numbers. And then eventually she noticed that he was waiting for her outside of her apartment, so that when she got in her car, he started following her. And then he tried to get into her car at a light.
Oh my God.
She sped off until he stopped her, but he literally crashed head on into her.
Oh my God.
And then the cops came. This is a huge deal. And then the cops came, tried to arrest him, but he just fled off after hitting one of the cops with his car. Eventually he crashed again. And then the cops finally tackled him and chased him down. This is it's literally hey, how to ruin your entire life.
Yes.
Because you want to talk about somebody who's on the up and up.
And then you just made every wrong decision possible.
And she's a really big deal too. She plays for the LA Sparks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's happening. Obviously, stuff is still ongoing. He was released on bail. Shockingly low bail, by the way. $20,000 for a star athlete who just did all of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should be going to jail for a very long time.
Yeah. If not, I feel like the Falcons are probably you can't.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah. He's gone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Lindsey Vonn was injured at the Olympics. Olympic ski legend Lindsey Vonn crashed early in the women's downhill at the 2026 Winter Games in Italy. She suffered a complex leg fracture that will require multiple surgeries and even underwent her third successful operation, sharing a hopeful update from the hospital. Despite the brutal ending to her comeback bid, Vonn says she has no regrets about racing. Okay. So Lindsey Vonn had a really bad crash at this Olympics.
Yes.
What's interesting is that before the crash, she actually got hurt a couple weeks ago. She tore her ACL in one of the pre-race practices. She chose to stay on the team instead of stepping back and letting an alternate take her place. This is kind of a big deal because obviously for the Olympics, it's such a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
You're kind of hey, you've been here before. Maybe let, one of the younger people who hasn't been in the Olympics get that experience. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll never make it again.
Yeah.
At the same time, too, though, you kind of have to respect it because Lindsey Vonn's one of the most important skiers of all time.
Yeah.
Arguably the second best female skier of all time behind only her protege, Michaela Schifrin, who spells her name like you. Exactly the same spelling. But she basically said, I'm just going to continue and try to do the Olympics with no ACL.
Which I kind of respect because I think she was kind of this will probably be my last run anyways.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to just get really, really hurt, I might as well just go out with a bang and be that's it.
She was
instead of wondering if I called it, would I have just been able to do it?
She was basically hey, I'm a legend. I want to do one more race. I don't really freaking care.
Totally.
At the same time too, though, it's kind of It was sort of like the Super Bowl where it was like, we all predicted the Seahawks were going to crush the Patriots. She was like, oh yeah, I don't have an ACL, but I'm going to try to ski. We kind of knew what was going to happen. It was like, yeah, she immediately crashed.
Yeah.
Going really, really fast. She broke a bunch of bones. It was devastating. But the fact that she's saying like, yeah, I have no regrets. It's like, yeah, because you can't go in thinking I might have a regret about this.
Yes.
So it's definitely her last Olympics.
But good for her for just being like, I'm just going to do it. Like,
I'm going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's not about that. Okay, so basically 2 weekends ago was the Waste Management Open, which is like the most fun golf tournament. It takes place in Phoenix. It's like a PGA Tour event, except people get really hammered. It's like PGA Tour meets spring break.
I was going to say it's like a frat party.
It's like a frat party.
That's
but
kind of how all golf tournaments should be, in my opinion.
They really should be. But they're like, yeah, let's get all the drunks to come and they play and they watch golf and all these things. Jack Doherty, who's this controversial streamer who I've only ever seen from like rage bait clips.
I was going to say that he's like not so when it comes into my feed.
No, he's like someone who comes into my feed all the time because I'm a man.
Yeah.
But basically his whole thing is that he hired like this one like huge security guard and then he goes and tries to pick fights with people and then he steps behind his security guard. He's like the biggest little bitch on the planet.
Yeah.
He's like a really bad person. So he was at this thing streaming and he paid another fan $100 to basically yell during a golfer's swing.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he paid him to yell a line from Happy Gilmore too, but still paid him to distract.
Yeah.
The PGA Tour officials then went up and basically said, you're out of here and you're out of here forever.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't yell anything. And they're like, yeah, but
we know you were the one who paid someone to do it.
You are why it happened.
Uh-huh.
And then he went outside. He basically was like on the verge of tears. Like, this is so unfair. It's a really great story for all people who, it's a really great story for humanity.
Yeah.
Get him away from public life.
Yes.
Not a good person. Okay, you're going to like this one though. Rapper Cardi B and NFL receiver Stephon Diggs sparked split rumors when both unfollowed each other on Instagram just before Super Bowl 60. Cardi celebrated at the game and appeared stylish and upbeat while fans read into the timings as signs that the high-profile relationship might be over, though neither have confirmed anything.
It seems like it's pretty over. I mean, even like in a pre-game interview, Cardi B was asked like, oh, do you have any awards for Stephon Diggs? And she was like, good luck.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's weird to unfollow somebody that you're still with.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
But crazy how just last week people were asking Stephon Diggs, like, you gonna get engaged? And he was like, it's on the list of things. So
meanwhile, which is hilarious because they've dated for 1 year. He's had 4 baby mamas in that time.
Yes.
I mean, if you date for 4 more years, he'll have 16 total. Like, we just continue with that average.
Yes.
Probably a good thing for them to not be together. He does seem like he's a really good baby daddy.
That's good.
So
as
that's
long as
nice.
he's there for the kids.
As long as he's there for the kids.
That's all we can ask.
Okay, NFL GOAT Tom Brady playfully took shots at YouTuber turned wrestler Logan Paul, calling his pro sports claims cute as they hype up Fanatics' flag football game in Saudi Arabia. Brady's veteran trash talk is quickly going viral online. This was all like kind of a bit. They were just sort of talking shit to each other where Logan Paul was like, I'll smoke you in flag football. And Tom Brady was like, I'm actually a really good athlete. And he's like, I'm an athlete. And he was like, you do flips. That's really cute.
Yes.
It was okay. But it was clearly a bit.
Logan Paul is moving into his ready to be universally liked time where he's really kind of let up on like kind of the more rage baity stuff he used to do before or whatever. And he's, I think, trying to be like, I'm a corporate man, which of course I totally get because of course the money's fabulous.
The money's fabulous. And also it kind of seems like he just sort of matured too.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like, I'm older now. Like why?
Like the fact he like tweeted against his brother for like his Bad Bunny thoughts. It was like, he's trying to be like, don't box me in with this shit anymore. So
Cleveland Browns star Myles Garrett was spotted cheering on his girlfriend at the Winter Olympics, showing support on the world's biggest stage. A feel-good moment that made highlights off the field. So Myles Garrett is dating Chloe Kim, who's a snowboarder for the U.S. Olympic team. And he was there. It's always really fun seeing these like celebrity relationships, like these celebrity athlete relationships, especially like the Olympics when they're at each other's sporting events.
Yes. No, it's so fun.
It's always really cool.
Yeah. Like when Simone Biles and Jonathan Owens, it was like he got like a pass to be like, your wife's in the Olympics, like go.
Yeah, he got to miss practice to watch it basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. Okay, so there was a streaker at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
A shirtless streaker sprinted onto the field with a message on his body before being tackled. The man, identified as Alex Gonzalez, has done this before.
I didn't realize he'd done this before.
How have we not discussed this before? Like, how is that not the first news? He was a streaker 2 years ago at the 2024 Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
He got into the game because obviously he was banned by the NFL for life by wearing like a cheap disguise, because it's not like securities can be like, wait a minute.
We know, yeah. It's really hard to enforce.
We've memorized all faces.
Yeah.
But he got in and he did it again. What's really funny is after he did the last one, after he streaked during the 2 Super Bowls ago, he said, like, I'm really sorry. I'll never do anything like that again.
Yeah.
After this one, he said, my dream was always to streak in the Super Bowl, and I'll do it again. So I think he's just going to keep doing it.
I like that he brought meta glasses for this one, though.
Yes.
We finally got a POV from the streaker.
Yes.
Which is super fun. I saw they had a fake jumper first.
Yes.
They
distraction jumper.
So all the security ran to him. Again, I couldn't really read what his body said. And also, it doesn't really count as streaking when you got pants on. I'm going to say it. Be
fucking naked. If you're gonna streak, streak.
But I guess it's like it takes it from like to like a crime.
Yeah, no, like I get it, but at the same time too, it's like you lose respect from me.
But I think we have to have a different term for streaker. I don't think you can call yourself a streaker if you're not.
Just like
streaking.
Obnoxious fan.
Yeah, you're
attention whore running through the thing.
You're running on the field.
Yeah, that's it.
But I'm pretty sure he made a bunch of money off of it because I think what he did was he bet that there was going to be a streaker.
But this apparently has happened before, where bettors do that, and once it comes out that they were the one who did it, for whatever reason, like they're allowed to like nullify it. So I think his bet was canceled, which by the way, very fair. You can't like manipulate it like that.
Yeah.
You can't be like, yeah, this guy's not going to throw for, Tom Brady won't throw for 3 touchdowns and then break his leg.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
No.
You can't impact the game in a physical way. Okay, this is something I just learned about. After the Super Bowl, which was in San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman Keon White was shot at an after party right after he got in a verbal dispute with Lil Baby. Whether or not Lil Baby was involved in the shooting at all, we don't know.
Yeah.
But as more things come out, it's looking connected. It's looking more and more like he might have been the one who did it.
Who's to say? Like,
or one of his buddies did it?
Yeah, this was like, it might be someone in his crew. Like, I don't know. But that's so... Because remember I saw this the next morning and I was like, what? And yeah. I just was confused. But then I like didn't see much more of it. So I was like, must have not been like a big deal. But like, that's kind of insane.
Yeah. What? Why do people just shoot each other? Like what? You're at a Super Bowl after party.
I know.
What could you be that upset about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But no, that's just crazy.
Okay, and then this is my favorite story of the week.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you've seen it. Okay, this one Norwegian Olympian, Sturla Holm Ligrid, won the bronze medal in the biathlon.
Okay.
And then in his like, you just won the medal interview, confessed to cheating on his girlfriend the week before, saying this has been the hardest week of his life and that he hopes that honesty will help her forgive him. This is one of the craziest things that's ever happened in the Olympics. I think in the Olympics. What? What?
Yeah, I saw this.
He's been training his whole life. He wins the bronze medal and he's like, I fucked up, you guys. I fucked up. On
one hand, I appreciate that it's like, you know what? She probably like, cause it's like when you get cheated on, you feel embarrassed.
Of course.
That's like the number one thing you're like, obviously you've betrayed and like, but like you feel really embarrassed.
Does this help?
Him kind of embarrassing himself publicly, I think does get him a little bit of like, okay, like if I were her, I wouldn't take him back, but I would feel a little bit better that he's also going through embarrassment.
But yes, no, it would make her feel better, but I don't know if it would
make me want it back.
No,
because now if anything, everyone knows you cheated on me.
And now if I go back with you, I'm going back with the person who cheated on me?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to like basically pull a, like Hillary Clinton got so much flack in the 90s because of that with Bill Clinton, where it's like, you're just introducing that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But it was just such he must have been down in the dumps, but not down enough that he couldn't come in third.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't really that distracted.
Hey, but you know what they say.
What?
If you're not first, you're last.
Not first. That's true. He didn't come in first.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have come in first if he hadn't cheated on his girlfriend.
Yeah. And that's what he's going to have to live with forever.
This is a story I can't get enough of. That's basically all the info I have, except though I think I just saw that she has responded. But I really want to follow this story to its completion because that's just like, what?
Because like, yeah, if I were her, I'm not taking him back.
No. Also, he's a biathlete. He's not a freaking superstar snowboarder. I mean, biathlon's really cool. Yeah. You cross country ski and oh my God, did you see that video of a cross country skier like running with the skis?
No, that's That's crazy.
It's the most baddest thing in the world. I don't know what country he's for, but it's uphill. It's like a 45-degree incline.
Oh my God.
And basically, I guess when they're going uphill, they're like running with the skis, like legs up.
Oh my God.
To do it. He was running at under a 6-minute mile pace uphill on skis. And everybody's like, this is one of the most impressive athletic achievements anybody's ever had ever. Can we put this person in any other sport?
That's crazy.
I don't it looks like a superhero thing.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just doing their normal thing. He's literally running up the mountain like, whatever it is, 10 miles an hour uphill on skis.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, especially the guys saw that and I was like, damn, okay. Like, it just feels weird that it's like he feels this deeply about it, but he cheated.
Yeah, but you cheated. Like.
And it sounds like he confessed to her that he cheated.
Yeah. And then maybe he's like it almost like, it's so suspicious to me. Like it almost feels like a weird kink he has.
I don't know what the deal was. It was just weird.
Like it feels so weird.
It was
Just
strange.
a weird, like, what a weird time to do that.
Yeah. See, just a lesson, everyone. It's never worth it. It's never worth it.
Also, it's not like it was like his wife or the mother of his children. It was like his girlfriend, which maybe was really, really serious. I don't know. But like, he basically was like, hey, you won. How do you feel? It's like, I got to get her back.
Yeah.
I got to get her back.
Doesn't feel as good. She wasn't here to cheer me on.
And he's like, the interviewer, I'm sure, is like, I don't even know, not even really confident in your name.
Yeah.
But tell me the story.
Yeah.
What happened? I cheated on her. I was weak. A succubus, the temptress woman came.
Yes.
Took me away.
Huh,
At the Olympic Village. I wonder who he cheated on her with. I wonder if it was another Olympian.
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be really
Sounds like it wasn't because it sounds like he like just confessed a week ago or something. I don't really know.
It was Lindsey Vonn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the sports game.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think that's the pod.
All right, cool.
Yeah. We'll be back next week with lots of energy and new sports or whatever we decide. Who's to say?
Yeah, it's time to figure it out.
Time to figure it out now that football's over.
Now that football's over, we got some stuff to figure out.
Got some stuff to figure out.
All right, love you guys. Towel off.
Bye.
Bye.